All right, so let's work through these trime's. This first one, number 6, we've got x to the 4th plus 17x squared plus 16. And we've worked these before. It's a trinomial. It's got 1, 2, 3 terms. And so what we're going to do then is we're going to find two numbers that multiply to be 16 and add to be 17. And we're going to break that apart and get x to the 4th plus 16x squared plus x squared plus 16 equals to 0. Group, and this gives us x squared times x squared plus 16 plus 1 times x squared plus 16. And then that is x squared plus 16 times x squared plus 1. So that's equal to 0. And neither one of these will factor again, so let's do this. Let's take x squared plus 16 and set it equal to 0, and x squared plus 1, set it equal to 0. And then x squared is negative 16, so x is going to be equal to the square root of negative 16 plus or minus. So x is going to be equal to plus or minus 4i. Then x squared is equal to negative 1. Take the square root of both sides, so x is equal to plus or minus I. So 4 answers for that. So number 8, we've got an x minus 3 squared and x minus 3. So those are the same parentheses. So let's let u be equal to that x minus 3 parentheses. And then u squared would be the parentheses squared. So let's substitute then. That gives us u squared minus 3u minus 4 is equal to 0. Factor it, so that's u minus 4, u plus 1 equals to 0. So u is equal to 4 and u is equal to negative 1. Then we'll go back and substitute again with our u, which is x minus 3, so that's going to be x minus 3 is 4, so add 3 to both sides. So, oops, lost it there. X minus 3. Good grief. Okay, well, I'm having a little trouble with my eraser popping up, but here our answers are going to be x is 7 and x is negative 2. In number 10, we have a radical. So recall that when we have a radical, what we want to do is isolate the radical term. So I'm going to move it to the right so it's positive. So I'm left with x plus 8 is equal to 6 radical x. So isolate the radical first. Then we want to square both sides. And that's going to give me x squared plus 16x plus 64, so remember to FOIL that, is equal to 36x. Then we're going to move our 36x over, and we get x squared. I'm going to subtract it. That's going to give me minus 20x plus 64 is equal to 0. Then we're going to factor it. Let's see, what do we get? It's not 8 and 8. So how about 4 and 16? So that's going to be x minus 4 and x minus 16. Multiplies to be 64 and adds to negative 20. So that means that x minus 4 is 0, x is 4, and x minus 16 is 0. So x is 16. All right, so number 12, we're going to want it in standard form. So let's do y to the 2/3 minus 7 y to the 1/3 plus 12 equals to 0. So we'll do a u substitution. and we'll say that u is equal to this variable right here, y to the 1/3. So notice that I don't include this 7 there, just the y to the 1/3. So that means u squared, that disappeared, and u squared is equal to y to the 2/3. Let's see, just move to. So substituting, we get u squared minus 7u minus 12 equals to 0. Factor it. U minus 4, u minus 3 is 0. So u is equal to 4, and u is equal to 3. And we can't leave it with u's. We want the answer in y's. So we're going to come back up here. We see that u is equal to y to the 1/3, so y to the 1/3 is equal to 4, and y to the 1/3 is equal to 3. So this is the cube root of y is 4. So to solve it, I'm going to raise both sides to the 3rd power. So y is going to be equal to 4 to the 3rd power, which is 64. And here, cube root of y is 3, so y is equal to 27. Okay, so 15. Again, I need it in descending order. So subtract my y to the negative 1 minus 2 is equal to 0. I'm going to do a u substitution. So u squared would be equal to y to the negative 2. So I get u squared minus u minus 2 is 0. So u minus 2, u plus 1 is 0, and u is equal to 2. U is equal to negative 1. So now I want to replace my u with y to the negative 1 is equal to 2 is equal to negative 1. So remember that y to the negative 1 is 1 over y. So those are reciprocals, so y is 1/2. And over here, uh, 1 over y is equal to negative 1. So y also is equal to negative 1. So 17, we have a rational expression. So remember, what we want to do is get rid of our denominators and multiply by the common denominator, which is x and x minus 2. So distribute it through all the terms. And then here the x minus 2's cancel. So I get x times 3x, which is 3x squared. My x's cancel. So I have minus x plus 1 times x minus 2 is equal to, everything cancels, 6. I need to FOIL this out, so I have 3x squared, and I'm going to minus the whole answer. So x squared minus 2x plus x is minus x. Minus 2 is equal to 6. 3x squared minus x squared plus x plus 2 is 6. Simplify and move the 6 over, and I get 2x squared plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. If I tried to AC this, I'd have a negative 8, and neither one of those is going to give us a 1. So we're going to need to do the quadratic formula on this. So, so x is equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 minus 4ac. That makes it be plus 8 times 4 is 32. All over 2a, so 4. So x is equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 33 over 4. So I believe this is the last one, and it's Time to get to work on your homework.